When I arrived at home as a little child, there he was standing. A top modern high-end monitor hooked up to a top-of-the-line PC on the desktop table. There she was, a CD-ROM with a Hell-Copter printed onto it. Hell-Copter, my first game and PC game. What's funny is that it's from the Computer Build magazine, which I don't read. I don't read any print media. As a small bacteria, I did not knew nothing about video games. I sat behind the joystick and pushed right through. Welcome to my review about Hell-Copter, a game from the developer Drago. Blah blah blah. We are here because of the game. The developer and stuff does not matter. This game is rather unknown on YouTube. There's a few German, English and Polish videos. Everyone who owns this game has no clue about to get it to work. Me myself was only informed via the YouTube comment function. I wanna thank this user who made this possible for me to make this work. He sent me the needed links. I did everything besides fixing up the 3D wrapper, and finally I shoved my disk into the external disk drive and everything worked. I don't have any idea how to make this work without any disks. Don't ask me. Also, you could emulate Windows XP on a virtual machine to play Hell-Copter like I did once, but you shouldn't. This would be very retarded. The Computer Build magazine made this game popular in Europe. In the past, I saw a German Let's Play and this one scene has been stuck in my head.
Ich hab gesagt, Klappe! Verdammte Scheiße nochmal!
I said shut up! To heighten the authenticity, I brought my joystick, which broke after a few hours of usage. It does not work on the top left, means that you might be wondering about my movement. Joysticks also tend to break very often. I already knew that as a child. But this one was straight from the conveyor belt. It only works diagonally, from button left to top right. I can't even perform circular movement. And I don't play with mouse and keyboard, because in my tribe everyone played Hell-Copter with a joystick. As soon as you call up the menu, my nostalgia cells in the brain are activated. This 90s rock soundtrack, which is also the only one in the game if you ignores the cutscenes, reminds me of the driving school of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Or since we are on the subject of flying, rather of the flight school. Enough talky, let's get to the point. Hell-Copter is a third-person shooter, but you're flying one out of the 3 Mortal Kombat helicopters. Scorpio, this one is shit and trash. Dragonfly is more in the middle, and Vulture. Yes, I've said Vulture. This game stems from my childhood. English was not around. Back then, we used to talk different. We also used to say Nick Vulture can do the most, has a better ammo, but it's the slowest one while moving and less heavy agile. Instead of dodging rockets, he can take a few shots. His rate of fire is also slower. You can use any weapon with the Vulture. The so-called cannon fire is your main workhorse in the game. Dragon can almost do the same stuff as Vulture, but without any bombs. He is way faster and more agile, but has less ammo. The golden middle when you have to hurry. Very good is to have the opportunity to dodge more rockets. His most awesome feature is his improved rate of fire. You can neutralize everything until you run out of ammunition. Amomamimi. Scorpio, a total heap of junk. Useful for nothing. Uses cannon fire literally out of one single cannon.
The enemy is approaching.
To Spotify, I am playing the Vulture because he got everything geared up. We got the cannon fire, it's our multi-tool in game. With that, you can easily kill small enemies without wasting too much ammo. The small enemies though are just at game beginning. The small enemies are just at game beginning to be killed with the small machine gun. Why? I explain later. Then there are the rockets. I find the item pretty. It reminds me of New Year's. They are used up very fast because of the high rate of fire and they can't travel far distances. Just imagine a submachine gun in a close quarter combat section. Then there are the missiles. I know, missiles. The missiles are our far distance rockets. They are perfect to combat hostile aircraft on long but also sometimes on short distance as a last combat tool when the enemies gets too close. Micro missiles can be interpreted as a shotgun, weaker than the real missiles, but very useful when things get urgent or when we ran out of rockets again. This item though is very rare. The strong tanks though can need one load of micro missiles. Cluster bomb, in normal English, cluster bomb. The cluster bomb works like a Molotov cocktail. Did you know that the term Molotov cocktail was founded by the Finns who brew a cocktail for the Soviet foreign minister Vyacheslav Molotov? The bomb hits the ground and kills or damages everything which is within in the radius of fire. Then there's the classic bomb. As soon as you drop it, it'll hit the floor or the enemy, detonates, and everyone in the near area will be away from the window. Windows 11, Windows Viewpoint, Microsoft multiple windows. The bomb can be compared to a grenade which detonates on impact, so not such a good comparison. We'll be equipped with enough resources through the levels to fight our way. Therefore, we need the fitting ammunition for our guns, but also repair kits to restore our helicopter's health. These items have set spawn points. This means the game will not recognize which item you need the most. This is more a modern game feature. I know Half-Life 2 is pretty old, but it's a perfect illustration for my point of view. In my example, I want to visualize that game titles like Half-Life 2 are providing the items you need the most. As you can see, every weapon has hit the Maximilian ammunition I can Jim carry. I can use some more revolver ammo, but the game does not do me that favor. Thus I am shooting and opening the next case, and the game drops me some HP. Because I could use some of it, a little bit. The game knows all of my needs. There are some really rare items like the stronger fire plus the unknown area. Unknown area is a teleporter to a secret territory you can't arrive at any other way. It's like the secrets in Dom, but in low occurrence, and later not anymore. The stronger fire buffs your machine gun into a flamethrower, and you cannon fire into a much more stronger variant until you've used it all up. The HUD won't show you this, so be very echo with it. Economy, save the environment. Our enemies are tanks, bunkers. Helicopters. Battle chips. And finally, rocket turrets in various variants. To keep the authenticity, I'll keep calling the hammer trucks pipsqueaks. Don't ask me why. The pipsqueaks are purely cannon fodder. They're weak and they die after a few shots. With better gear, they die after one shot. Next to the pipsqueaks, there are other vehicles with machine guns, but they can suffer more damage than the garbage truck for using a different turret. So they're using a rocket launcher which renders them as a bigger threat. Tanks are also needed. During the game they'll be really annoying because they can take heavy damage and fire homing rockets. Then there are the cyber tanks, which are hardcore annoying, and the Saras. Yeah, I named the tank after this disgusting animal from a country before our time, because I don't associate nothing good with it. He or it fires homing rockets, which is just a normal rocket, but we can't take control of it. These are the regular rockets, but they're tracking us. Also, this disgusting animal can take a very big amount of damage. Stupid, or more like stupidly challenging. Real challenges are the dolphins. They can absorb damage from a missile, which is the strongest weapon in the whole game. They also use the missile himself, which you can dodge real bad. The Kive, like I used to call him for all normal people, the Hind, spams rockets, but you can bypass them by flying very low. You can fight him pretty easy using burst fire or a single missile. He is big, but not really stable. The Apache and the Cobra are also able to fire Homer missiles. They ain't no problem, not by a good performing missiles fired at them by you. It makes much fun to shoot down a helicopter and watch him crash and burn. Scarface to air missiles are also a thing. The SAM, aka the Cats, the Iron Domes, and then what? One that fires a missile. This one specifically is annoying because their missiles mostly always hit you. As Vulture, it's very hard to dodge, and I am almost playing Vulture each time. The mission process plays as follows. We will be briefed. The map will be shown to us. A voiceover describes us the mission and instructs us by showing renditions of friendlies, enemies, and mission objectives. The gameplay is based on flying around, neutralizing enemies, fulfill mission objectives, and the collection of points. But why do we have to collect points? For our helicopters, which we can upgrade with. So Vulture and Dragon. We can mod up our armor, cannons, but also our turbo ability. An improved ammo will get us endure more damage during the combat. Lol. The legendary cannon fire. The standard one is horrible and only a bit stronger than the very weak machine gun. Even in warfing, it is most important that no civilians are harmed. That's why we should not shoot at civilian buildings and vehicles, which are marked blue on the map. But we don't really have to. But if we do decide to make some points, we fulfill secondary mission objectives. When many points are collected, the protection of civilians is completely obsolete, which the developer clearly communicates because you can find resources for yourself by destroying civilian buildings. The total chaos on the battlefield is a feature I really love. It's all haywire. Enemies shooting at you, you've got to defend yourself, the environment gets destroyed, explosions everywhere, particle effects, sounds, enemies in diverse varieties, action all over the place, pure fun. You have to deal with each situation and see what you can do under them circumstances. A very good example for this is the snow level. You're being fired at from every single angle. You have to rush all over the place to find 3 scat vehicles to destroy. This mission is on a time limit and the positions of your 3 objectives are unknown. You got to be quick and use your turbo you've equipped. Fighting enemies costs too much time. Only engage when necessary. I love it to navigate between all them attacking enemies and through the samey looking area. A big pity though is that the snow variants of the enemy vehicles are exclusive for this mission. Those snow models were a great contrast to the desert ones. As yo ass maybe already noticed, we also need to escort vehicles. Another mission with this feature is called the Refugees. 2 boats need to be escorted so they can arrive at the harbor. We need to give those boys a new start in life. Really nice is to fight big warships. The pond in the middle and the enemies on the land from the left and right, all together in the mix-max with occasionally attacking attack helicopters and surface-to-air rocket launchers. We are also able to fly ahead to secure the path for the refugees. Bridge Paradise. Another pretty hectic level is the bridge level. Here we got to burn the bridges so the enemy ships can't pass. For extra points we can blow up buildings and transports. Sometimes I use bombs which become pretty handy to destroy the bridges. Tanks, rocket launchers, battleships and helicopters try their best, of Michael Kors, to hinder us on our mission. It's very fun because this mission is one of the more simple ones and you can only fail when you don't pay attention.
Anaheim, X-ray with 3, turning 3 mile initial 30.
The Right Way and Desert World. The Right Way and Desert World. The Right Way. Bring 2 medical aids transports to the checkpoint. Not a very big goal, but after watching the briefing or after me recalling me memories, we'll figuring out that things aren't that easy. After arriving in the constellation, we can navigate the truck in the menu. The hostiles want to block us from making progress with roadblocks and lots of George ambushes, which just make life really hard. We can't leave them trucks alone, because as soon they're alone, enemies spawn to attack them. I've Iron Maiden the decision to take both trucks with me, so I can keep my eyes peeled for them better. The most annoying aspect are the dolphins and the cyber tanks, but also the dumb spamming of hostile choppers from their damn ambushes, of course. They are appearing random at very unfitting moments. This mission has taken so much time off me, so much failures, so much strategies. I even had to change my helicopter. But even if I dodged one more rocket, I called it progress. I realized to pre-fire as much as possible. Only that way I previously reached that one spot with the most progress. So if I even saw a shadow of an enemy, I started to mag dump his ass. It will cost me a lot of ammunition, which I'll need for the next mission, but the game will remember your resource stats after finishing each mission. Even if you finish missions non-chronologically, this means I can start another easier mission, so this is it. The end is here in the near. I am low on health. But look at there, an enemy! False alert. It's just a barrier. Barrier count as enemy buildings, as shown on the radar. I finally did it. The immersed vision in Hell-Copter. I've learned to plan my own route, to pre-fire at enemies, to bypass roadblocks instead of firing at them, and to keep an eye to play at my transporter buddies. Effects. Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, 2021 remasters of GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas become available. People like the new light effects from the used Unreal 4 renderer. I hate to bust y'all's bubble, but these kinds of effects Hell-Copter already had back in 1998, you fagolalinis, back to Desert World. This mission I find one bit worse. Our dispatcher permanently harasses us.
The radar site is being attacked. One of our tanks has been destroyed. The radar site is being attacked. The radar site is being attacked. One of our tanks has been destroyed. The radar site is under heavy fire.
Right after spawning in, I am being attacked. I have to be on my way to the destination. Also, we have to take down 3 stations of our enemies. At the beginning I thought I had to do this once. All at once. Then I died. Multiple times. I did not have any idea how to take care of all that. I myself haven't played through Hell-Copter once in my life, because I wasn't old enough to understand these games. Also, this game was unavailable for a long time due to the lack of tutorial and the complicated installation process. Good thing I had in mind to create this video, so I can catch up and mayonnaise. These videos are able to clean up my Steam backlog? So I took a look at the briefing again, and the commissioner mentioned bombs. Thus, the Vulture became my main condition for this mission. I mean, we've got tanks like these Zera animals which swallow 2 missiles. 2! So I threw all them bombs at the enemies. For my luck, I had enough bombs. After a few tries, it finally worked out. Now only take down the enemy facilities, and I got killed. Nice like. Then again, defend the radar device and taking care of the problematic hostiles, and so the dispatcher stops crying. Our bodyguards, by the way, are only good at slowing the enemy down, but not at sustaining the damage. So I'm stealthing up from behind, taking a few enemies to sleep, land a bomb on their building and finish it up with a few shots of cannon fire. Thus I finished the second hard fudging mission in the game, and my ass even got rewarded with a pre-rendered cutscene. I don't think there is much of my bodyguards left. Generally, they're pretty useless. Proof of that is the use of them in other missions. After taking off, they fly around disoriented and rotated. They take down maybe one enemy and then they disappear cause they ain't got no sense of life preservation. It's nice though to see Dragon and the other twos flying around without me behind the flight stick for once. Trigger skip. Earlier I've mentioned own approach. A super example is the mission I've shown at the video intro. The spot with the motorway. The mission path is a circle and we're beginning at our home base. Do what we got to do and reappear at the motorway home base. Funny thing, we can turn the end of the mission to the start by just flying straight into it. The mission just failed. I asked myself, If I just witnessed a Wilson Mandela effect and went straight at it again just to make sure? Bing boom bang, I did it anyways. During development, the trigger zone for the mission fail state wasn't placed properly. Of course, this is nothing special, but I felt like mentioning it. Me gets a nice feeling flying around after all the work is done, and to look at this havoc I caused. All them wrecks and the destruction shows us being a very good pilot. Multiplayer. Let's get to the part why you all got here. The multiplayer. Ain't working. Ain't got no idea how it works. Judged by the cover, it's laid out for a classic deathmatch, even available in co-op mode, which is a pretty interesting imagination to play through Hell-Copter all together in multiplayer. This will be just a dream. Old games in co-op are really astonishing to me. Once I saw me a co-op video of Dom, or even a more modern example people modded GTA 5 co-op into the GTA 5 jingle player. The last mission. After these two horrible challenging missions we finally arrived. The end of the game. The last mission. It's time. It's time. She's a recycled variant of the second mission, but massively enhanced. Even the buffed cannon fire item has the same place. It spawns on the same place. Considering the area, the enemy count and the varieties, the plus are still creative. Final levels feels akin, but still different with all them changes made. We can't fill no HP no more on this helipad. And the checkpoint where we finished the second mission was completely destroyed. From there on, the mission path begins. I'm wondering how I could not see this passage at the end of the second mission. This time we have to explode nuclear reactors. This won't be really difficult, but we still have to pay attention because the enemies can really get on our helicopter's nerves. The dolphins will also be another liability. With all adversaries deleted from existence, I am taking care of the last 3 reaction streamers and finally finish the game. A indeed very good mission to close the game. This is it. Hell-Copter. My first video game. I ain't got no idea if there is any alternative game just like Hell-Copter. If you know one, you can recommend it to me. It's a very good game, which I could hopefully shine some light on. I like the music, the cutscenes, the landscapes, the enemies, the missions, just all in all the whole game. As your ass probably recognized. Write down your first game in the comment section. I am noisy. And don't forget, multiplicate, duplicate, and don't forget to cut the video in half or so all your friends can see it. Bye!